Hi, my darlings, I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you love anime, heartfelt reactions, and deep dives into symbolism and themes, then you're in the right place. Before we jump into today's reaction, don't forget to hit that like button to show some love, subscribe if you haven't already, and please do ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment of fun. If you want even more exclusive content like early access to my reactions, full-length anime watch-alongs, and an amazing community of fellow anime lovers, check out my Patreon. You can find it in the description box below. Your support truly means the world as it helps to keep these reactions coming, and I'd love to have you join our cozy little anime family. If you notice I look a little different to my react, it's because I'm refilming the intro and outro. Unfortunately, we have had some technical issues. My noise gate has cut me off in places. I have replaced the missing words with subtitles. It's far from ideal, but I have since fixed the issue. I unfortunately did not pick this up until editing. I'm still not 100% sure what has caused the problem, but I have tried to fix it the best that I can. So I ask you to please be patient and to bear with it. I only had two options, which was either I don't post the reacts at all, which I feel would be a complete shame because even though the audio is a bit scuffed, it is still a good react, or to replace parts of the missing audio with subtitles on screen. So I have made do with a really bad situation. I know it's far from ideal, and thankfully we have fixed the problem now for future recordings, but just for these next few recordings, please bear with me, please be patient. Again, I sincerely apologize and enjoy the react. Today we are reacting to episode 29 of Death Note. I'm not going to lie, I was very nervous about continuing the show after episode 25 because I wasn't sure how they were going to have the same dynamic, how they were going to have the same tension, the same mystery. I'm really glad that it has continued to be very interesting, very mysterious. There's a lot of twists and turns happening, a lot of plans coming into motion. I'm excited to see how the show inevitably ends. After this episode, we're coming into the ending arc because there'll only be like 8 more episodes left. So I'm a little worried that they're going to start rushing through. But so far, the suspense has been phenomenal. The dynamic that's been introduced with Nia basically being a copy of Elle. The light still has that tension, that reminder. It's almost like a haunting from beyond the grave. A persistent reminder of not only what he's done, but even in death, he cannot escape Elle. Elle will not allow Kira to win ever. And it's very obvious that despite being dead, Elle is inevitably going to have a victory. Elle is going to win this. I'm calling it now. Light is going to inevitably falter, and it's all going to come into play that Elle not only had motions in place, but his predecessors have such love and admiration for him that they were unwilling to allow a world in which Kira was the god and ruler. So Elle is going to have the last laugh. But without further ado, let's get into episode 29. Sayu and the chief have survived. They are fine. But there is just some language that was used in the last episode that has me a tiny bit worried. Just because there's a lot of mention in relation to Chief Yagami about death in the last episode. And usually when a character keeps talking about death or there's mention of it in relation, that is sometimes a foreshadowing that this character is eventually going to die. And I just have a really bad feeling that we are going to see Chief Yagami die at some point before the series is out, just because I think that emotional pressure that it's going to put on Light will cause him to slip up. I think the loss of his father may hit him so hard that he begins to not care about covering his tracks as much, that maybe he begins to overlook things that he wouldn't necessarily have overlooked before. He never thought about killing his father, he only thought about killing Sayu. So clearly he holds a great love and admiration for his father. So I am a little worried just because of the chief saying, you know, I'm prepared to die, I'm prepared to give my life for this, I'm prepared to risk everything for Sayu. And we know that they escaped alive, but that doesn't mean he's completely out the woods yet. So I'm a little nervous that we're going to see a pinnacle figure like Chief Yagami die, because he has such an impact on not only Light but Matsuda. And maybe this could be a turning point for Matsuda to start looking closer into Light than he has done, because he's always accepted that Light is not guilty. He's always sided with the chief that Light couldn't possibly do this. But maybe after the death of Chief Yagami, we begin to see a shift in Matsuda's perspective. Maybe he becomes more serious, more analytical, and he begins to start doubting Light's narrative and possibly working with Nia to bring him down or to find the truth.
I think we should do this every day. The sun will do you good.
Sayu's traumatized. Sayo? Can't
What
speak,
in the world
but
am I supposed to do now?
God bless her. Must be so hard as a father to see her go from a bubbly, vivacious girl to withdrawn into shell because caught up in something never
Hi, Ryuk.
anticipated.
Sidho, what are you doing here? Quit following me.
Where's my Death Note,
I
Ryuk?
want my notebook. Damn, guess I shouldn't be surprised. Too bad.
That
Things
voice
got a
is
little
so
complicated
whiny.
recently.
I love it.
I have no idea
I
where
want my
it is.
notebook.
Why am I not surprised?
I love it. This is
Look,
great.
I told you, stop following me. Then give me back my notebook. I don't know where it is.
Give me back my
If you
notebook,
want it back, you're
guys.
gonna have to look for it yourself. Moron.
Whammy's house isn't exactly a normal orphanage.
Oh, that's
It's like a
great.
school for gifted children, but here's the
Ah,
crazy part.
there we
Its
go.
real purpose is to groom these kids so that one of them could become the next L.
L successor?
So it's like
Apparently,
descendants
the one most
passed
likely to
on.
succeed L is this kid named Near.
Near. Is that N? So Near was meant to be L's successor. There's no mistake. He has to
And
be
Mello's
N.
bitter
He's the
about
one
it.
commanding the SPK. As for Mello, he would have wanted to become L's successor, but he probably lost out to Near. That gives him a motive for wanting to get his hands on the notebook first. L's successors. It looks like I'm still fighting L after all this time.
L's a concept rather
First
than
things
a
first,
person.
I have to find out where Mello and his mafia associates are hiding themselves.
Great news! The letter arrived!
He's in
What
LA.
the fuck is she wearing?
Did it. I outmaneuvered both Near and Mello. Guess it's no surprise. As long as I have the notebook in Misa's eyes, I'm unstoppable.
I feel like something's gonna put a spanner in his plan.
So Light, I guess this means I was helpful to you again, doesn't it?
Yeah. I love you, Misa.
The ultimate cock block.
Lost and...
Why do I love him? I think he's just so sweet.
Tag, you're it.
The notebook just flew.
Ha! It's a notebook that kills people. Hell, nothing surprises me anymore.
Boss, who is this? The guy in the
There's a
freaky
monster.
costume. Who the hell is he? Who brought him here?
I came here on my own. I'm actually a Shinigami.
A Shinigami?
If you don't want everyone to think you're crazy, pass the notebook around so they can see me too.
Touch the notebook.
He really doesn't want to be here, which is the funny thing.
Nice try. You humans can't kill a Shinigami.
Jack's right. That ain't no costume. That's a real live Shinigami. So now what do we do?
Are the gangsters Japanese or American? Because how the fuck would they know what a Shinigami is?
What? You're giving up ownership again?
But wait, won't you lose all your memories if you do that?
Misa, lend me your notebook. I'll keep it on me like this. That way, even if I forfeit ownership of my notebook, I won't lose my memory.
I don't get why you're doing this.
I'll explain everything to you right now. I won't forgive any mistakes.
I won't forgive any mistakes. As in, like, Misa?
If you make this note unusable by tearing it up or burning it, all the humans who have touched the
He's
note
gonna
till
tell
then
them
will
it's a
die.
lie,
Are
isn't
you
it?
saying those two rules are made up?
Because he doesn't know because he wasn't there.
Fake. My guess is some Shinigami wrote those down as a joke before giving the notebook to a human.
Ryuk.
As for the 13-day rule, we can test that out by using one of our people.
Sido, go keep watch outside. It'll be very convenient for us that you can't be seen by humans.
Jesus
Go
Christ.
outside and keep watch. Got it?
What's with this guy? He's human, but he's scary.
This is Kira.
What did he say? Kira?
I understand the notebook that was in your possession has fallen into criminal hands.
Can you prove that you
It's
are the
me,
real
sir.
Kira?
Prove it? Now that there are others using the notebook, there's no point in predicting killings in order to identify myself.
This
They
is
could
part of
just as
Light's
easily
plan.
kill the same targets. But don't worry, I've already taken this into account. I've sent you something that will clearly prove to you that I am Kira. It's my own notebook.
What do you mean?
The notebook I've sent you gives me the power to know a person's name by seeing only their face, and you will be able to gain that same power. Do you understand? It's already been written in my notebook, so it's impossible for me to make any changes. You will not be able to prevent these deaths. I already know their location. I will hand over that information along with the notebook. So remember, November 10th, 11:59 p.m. That's when it all happens. That moment is your best and only chance to get the notebook back. It's up to you.
Using his father in his ploys. Okay. If a person possession of a death note, they will not recognize the gods of death by sight or voice. If, however, the owner lets someone else touch his death note, from that time on, that person will recognize death. In accordance with the above, the human who touched the death note and began to recognize the gods of death's sight and voice will recognize it until that human actually owns the death note. Is that basically saying that if somebody else touches your death note and they recognize your Shinigami, they will inevitably take possession of your death note, or they'll remember that Shinigami until they take the death note? I find that these little infographics are really hard to read sometimes. I think it's because whoever's translated it has written it in a way that sometimes it's not fluid in how it's spoken, so it doesn't necessarily make sense automatically. Okay, so essentially they either lose possession of it or they take possession of someone else's death note, because they'll always be... Oh, I think I get what it means. It's similar to how when they all touched the death note, they could see Rem, but they didn't have to constantly keep touching the death note to see her. They could just permanently see her from then onwards, and Light still possessed the death note, so they didn't have to keep touching it in order to see Rem. They could just see Rem. They could just recognize her by sight and by voice. Okay, I think that's what it means. I mean, I'm sure in the YouTube comments someone will explain it further, but that's the interpretation I'm receiving. It's just not written in a way that is legible to me. Oh, they can all see
But
Ryuk.
still, knowing the time of death for these guys isn't going to be enough for us to make our move.
We get the Shinigami to follow us in, and then we do the deal for the eyes and make sure they're all dead, right?
I will make the deal for the eyes.
No way, Chief! Let me be the one to do
Oh my god.
I was responsible for handing over the notebook.
I think he's going to make the deal for his eyes, and then his
unable to live
lifespan
with
is
what
going to
I've done.
cause him to
I've even thought of
die,
killing
like,
myself.
very
I'll use
shortly
the
after
notebook
the
to kill
deal.
any criminals who try to stop us.
Is this
And
part
then
of his
after
plan?
13 days, I'll die as well.
If Dad writes a name in the notebook, then when the time comes...
Or is he going to kill his dad? Fuck.
Report. Is everybody ready to move in?
His dad's dying this episode.
All right. Deputy Director, make the eye deal.
As
with
if
the
his family
Shinigami.
hasn't gone through enough.
All right, Ryuk, I'm ready.
Sure thing, boss.
He's going to kill his dad in 13 days to kind of prove the notebook is correct. After he does this, dad's going to die.
Everyone, move in!
As if his dad hasn't gone through enough, as if his family hasn't gone through enough, he has to use him in this game.
So, Kira is involved after all.
I didn't think he'd go this far. My plan was supposed to be perfect. Damn! What the hell is Shido doing?
Relax, Sido. Just shut up and watch, all right? All you have to do is sit here and do nothing. If you can do that, you'll get your notebook back.
They're not going to get Mello because he's going to hide. But they're going to get the Death Note.
Don't move!
Light using his own father for his own game is disgusting.
Well, we've apprehended 2 of the criminals. We've also been able to secure the notebook.
We'll begin withdrawing now.
Not yet. Keep going.
Huh? What?
We still haven't found anyone who resembles our picture of Mello. That means he must be hiding somewhere in the building. We've come this far. Let's finish this. Do a thorough search.
I think this episode's going to show just how depraved Light truly is. I mean, we kind of got an indication in terms of he didn't care about Sayu.
I've already blown up the 2 entrances to this place. This will be your only warning. The next explosion will take out the entire building, as well as all your men inside. So you better do as I say.
YAGAMI again, huh? Maybe I should have killed you when I had the chance. History repeats itself, but I never dreamed in a million years that I'd be bargaining for the notebook with you again.
Mihael, your real name. It's Mihail Kale.
What the hell? How did he...
I did it.
It's over, Mello. It's time to turn yourself in.
Oh, fuck.
If you give up, I won't kill you. You have my word on that.
Don't be stupid. Write his name down and kill him now!
Let go of that trigger and put your hands in the air.
He's going to take them all out, isn't he?
YAGAMI...
Don't move! I've written your first name, and it will only take me a second to write your surname.
You idiot! Just write it! Kill him!
I'm truly sorry. For what it's worth, I give you my word that I never wanted to kill you. But tell me, YAGAMI, you've never killed someone before, have you?
Gunfire?
What was that?
Jose, the notebook!
He won't let go of the thing!
Dead.
Deputy Director!
It didn't play out the way I thought it was going to, but I knew he was going to die. Everybody's dead?
Matsuda, are you all right? No, I don't think so. I'm sure you'll live.
Okay, they're not dead.
Damn it. After
But
all that, he
his
got
dad's
away?
dead.
That's why you should have just killed him.
You pushed your dad to that position. He's not dead?
Come on. Please, Dad. You can't die on me like this.
No, he's dead.
I still have the Shinigami eyes. According to that Shinigami, Ryuk, I can't see the lifespan of someone who owns a notebook, but I can see the numbers above your head. You really aren't Kira.
Oh, wait.
So glad. My
So he
son.
doesn't...
You shouldn't talk so much, Dad. That's important.
And he did that
but
because
I've
he
got
knew
bigger
his
things to
dad
deal
with the
right
eyes
now.
would be
I've
able
got to get him
to
to write Mello's name in the
not see
notebook.
his lifespan. So that was why it was part of his
I'm
plan.
so sorry, but I couldn't bring myself to kill him.
I can't just come out and say it's not too late. No, wait, maybe I can. It all depends on how I do it. No one will think it's weird if I get upset and panic. Come on. Dad, write his name. You can't let him beat you like this. Write his name down. With your last bit of strength, do you want to die in vain? Dad, no.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Dad! Wake up! Come on, damn it! Don't you die on me, you idiot! The notebook might be helpful to the Kira investigation, but we really only need one of them. I'll give this one back to you.
Humans who use the notebook are cursed with fear, pain, and misery. Of course, Soichiro didn't use the notebook. He got to die believing that his son wasn't Kira. I guess that means he was happy.
Voice acting in the show. Jeez, they need a raise. Voice acting is so good. Especially whoever voices like Yagami. Holy. Oh my god. That was an emotional gut punch there. Begging his dad not to die. That hit me hard. It's really hard to tell if Light is genuine in that moment of his dad dying, if like he genuinely cares about him dying, if he's mourning his death, or if he's just putting on an act for everybody else of the perfect son, of the son that genuinely cares about his dad when truly really doesn't. Put his dad in that position. He forced his dad to sue Mello for his own ends, for his own goal, to find out Mello's real name, and as a result, he's the reason his dad died. He got his father killed for his own ego, for his own ambition, and that just goes to show how far Light will go. He doesn't care about his family, no emotional attachments, no love for anyone if they don't serve a purpose, and his father served his purpose, and therefore that was it. He didn't need. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. I had a feeling that, like, maybe when his dad made the deal, his lifespan was quite short, and therefore he would have died shortly after making the deal, but yeah, it played out slightly different to what I thought it was, and it makes sense now that he gave up the death note so that A, he could give it to his dad, so that he could force his dad to take the ideal and take out the rest of Bellows gangsters and find Mello's real name, but at the same time, hide the fact that he's actually Kira, that his dad never knew. His dad died never knowing that his son was Kira. And I guess that's the best way for him to go, was believing his son's still innocent, like giving him some in his final moment. I wonder how this is going to go with the rest of the task force. Whether now that Yagami is dead and his emotional connection to his son is gone, that they're able to look at Light with speculation and they're not blinded by loyalty and sentiment to Chief Yagami that would make them not want to suspect Light because of their love and admiration for his father. I feel like Chief Yagami blinded people to the truth because of his fierce advocacy for his son, that his son wasn't guilty, that his son couldn't possibly have done it. And now that he's out the picture, that's paving the way for fact that Light is Kira, that they will start working with Near maybe to investigate him. Maybe they'll be open to hearing Near say that he also suspects that Light is Kira because it's now another person other than L that suspects that. I feel like the chief dying is going to make it harder for the task force to hide their suspicions of Light because their loyalty to his father kind of gave Light a shield, and that shield is now gone because now very vulnerable and very open to task force looking further into him, especially because I can see his behavior start to maybe raise some eyebrows, maybe make them suspicious, maybe he's callous, he's too different to the Light that they knew, or that he's not who he used to be. And I guess maybe he can blame his dad dying for that, but I think he's going to maybe put their lives at jeopardy and at risk, and they're beginning to question his integrity and whether he should be in the position that he's in, whether they trust him to be in the position that he's in. Maybe they feel that the power has corrupted him and that he's not the best person to investigate anymore. And then that's going to go on a rampage. He's given one of the notebooks to Sido. So did the notebook he give to Sido? It must be Misa's notebook, because I can't see him giving his notebook away, but we don't know if that's actually Sido's notebook or if it's because Ryuk has changed notebooks, because we saw with the swap that the Shinigamis have been switched between the books. It very well could be that Ryuk is attached back to the original notebook, which is Lights. But if he's given Misa's notebook away, if it is Misa's notebook that he gave back, would Sido then have to go and serve Misa as sort of her Shinigami in the same way that Rem did? Or maybe he gave Sido his actual notebook back and now he's going to claim Misa's notebook for his own. I don't know. I guess we'll see how that's going to play out, because I can't see going down to one notebook being inevitable goal unless it is. We'll see. We'll see when we get to the next episode, I guess. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye.